Have you ever looked at your swing on video and noticed that your back seems to be wobbling all over the place, and particularly on the down the line perspective, you see that you get the dreaded early hip extension and your back is coming up like that? Properly understanding how to manage the spine tilt is a key element that every good ball striker does so well. We're going to show you a lesson that we had with one of our students that really helped him do this better. It transformed his ball striking, and it'll help you as well. All right, we're here doing a lesson day with Jake Terry. Jake, you've got an issue that is really common, which is some early hip extension, right? So you see your shoulders come up. So let's just show everybody kind of what happens with your posture as you come through the ball.
So my normal swing is I'll take it back, and then in transition it just comes a little steeper, and then when I go for the ball I have to pop up and hit the ball.
Right, so what you see is, now let's kind of look for this camera here, let's look at your shoulder tilt, right? As your hips come a little forward, out early hip extension out here, the shoulder tilt as you come through the ball and just come on through, just all the way through. It's not like they're level, but one of the things we see on pro swings, it's usually at least 50 degrees. You see a lot of swings 55. Dustin Johnson's like 60 degrees of tilt. Coming into the ball, okay? So we're focusing on this lesson to how to help Jake get more shoulder tilt and what he has to do mechanically to make that work, okay?
Okay.
So and from the spine perspective, just statically here, so just take your setup position, right?
Okay.
And now let's go to an impact position where we take your hip goes back like that, right?
Okay.
Now, as you turn just a little more, coming through, okay, there's a much steeper shoulder tilt than what you're used to.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to your setup again, and let's just notice what happens to your back as we do this. What I want you to feel is your tailbone has gone where?
It feels like my shoulders have just stayed rounded, just like normal, but my tailbone, like the base of my spine, feels like it's gone back and left.
Okay, and that's, so you see a lot of coaches that have done this. I think it's an awesome feel. Just belt loop right here, right? But just pull your belt loop like down and back, like diagonal right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's happened is from your trunk, right, we've changed the tilt, right? So here's our setup tilt, here's the impact tilt, and the difficulty is how do you get from A to B?
Yeah.
And that's called transition. And transition is hard, right?
Yep.
So
my transition likes to go steep, and I know that's bad.
Right. And when you go steep, this is super, let me see your club here for a second. When the club is up here steep, a shallowing move is to stand up. And that's a really common. Standing up shallows. So if you've got the club coming a little over the top with your arms, like you can't do this tilt like this, you will miss the ball.
Yep.
So what goes hand in hand with getting your spine tilt to go like this, you have to have your arms shallowing the club at the top. Okay. All right, so let's do it really slow. Just kind of slow motion. There's basically two things we want to accomplish in the transition. We're going to have the arms going shallowing clockwise.
Okay.
Right?
So more this way.
Clockwise, right. Okay. So from this camera, or from your right eye, we see that shaft go steep to shallow.
Okay.
Right? And your tailbone, you feel it go forward, so back
and left.
And down, right?
Okay.
So go really slow. There you go.
All right, that worked pretty good.
So now do one where you don't feel that tilt change. Right?
Okay.
Just kind of keep that spine at the same level.
Like my old swing?
Yeah, your old swing. And just kind of, let's go back and forth and compare.
So that was kind of just back here and pull down steep.
Okay, you ended, that looked a lot different in your ending position, all right? Now really feel, shallow the club and move that tailbone.
Okay, so that needs to be shallow and get that tailbone.
All right, so we want to see a much bigger tilt from the camera.
Yeah, that felt like I finished way more back on the left heel and with a better shoulder plane.
All right, so let's look at look at your footwork here. And it's even easy to see from the down the line how your weight goes to your left ankle.
Yeah. If
Like
I can
like your left toe,
get that
you're going slow
spine
motion.
back and left, it just puts my weight on the left heel.
Yep. Okay. So if you bring the hips out this way, kind of just feel your foot pressure.
Where it goes
Toe.
in, I feel like.
Yeah. See there, you can feel that more on the ball
I can
of your
feel
foot.
that now.
Okay, so I think this can help a lot of people. As you change that spine tilt here, the weight is going to feel going over your ankle, not the ball of your foot.
Yeah.
Right. Do this, and you're going to see you see so many good swings where the left big toe is going to come up in the air as you've changed the tilt. So go clockwise.
And you're saying
And change that
the way
tilt.
I get that to transition is with that clockwise.
Tilt. Yeah, right. So clockwise and tilt. And I don't think you can over exaggerate your steepness of the shoulders.
Okay.
Right. All right, now let's just face the camera here a second here. All right, so as you do this, maybe a really good drill people can do is as you go from setup to impact, notice, okay, so I want forward shaft lean. I want this wrist to be still pretty flat. I want this one to be extended, right, as I come in here. So for me to get the handle here, kind of look at my back angle right here, or my trunk angle from A to B, right? So it changes.
Yeah, that really drops the right shoulder when you push back in that left heel.
Now your right hand can come in nice and low like this, right? Now let's look where my left shoulder blade is. My left shoulder blade is basically right in line with the ball.
Okay.
Okay, here. So my left arm, it feels very connected with my shoulder blade. Right hand's coming in nice and low, just like that.
Okay.
So let's just try a couple just one-handed and just reinforce that feeling.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at doing one-handed swings.
Okay, so look where that left hip went, like back. You definitely got tilt.
Yeah.
Okay. Now try the other hand. And it's kind of natural, right? When you do either hand, that's naturally how you're going to do it.
Yep.
Somehow when you put both hands on,
It all falls apart.
it all falls apart. All right, so hit a couple full speed here.
Okay. So I'll try to get that hands to do a clockwise loop and then get the hip to go back and left.
So how do your shoulders feel coming into that strike there?
It feels pretty natural. Just feels like your spine doesn't have to do a lot. It feels like I'm much lower when I get into impact.
Okay, that's a great description. So do the early extension move, right? And looking kind of where the hands are when you do early extension. And so to actually get the club down, I think all of us tend to flip.
Yeah, if I got here, I would
have to be flipping with the wrist.
Yep.
So when you said it's lower, so what I try to feel is my tailbone not only getting towards the target and back, it's like also a little lower.
Yeah.
Right? So my hands feel lower here than the early extension move. Your hands are higher. The proper back tilt, your hands are lower.
Okay.
So that's a great description. All right, let's do another one. All right, we're just trying to feel what we talked about in the lesson here on the course. Got about 190 out. Let's see how it goes here.
That was
tiny
decent.
Draw. Can be about 4 or 5 paces left of the pin. Very nice shot from 190 right onto the green. Nice little draw.
Not bad.
Our unlimited online swing reviews give you direct access to one of our seasoned coaches all through the month for the same price as just one face-to-face lesson. You get a mobile app that lets you send swings to your coach anytime from anywhere, and you get ongoing feedback to help you really ensure that you can do the things we talk about in our training videos. Learn more and start a free 7-day trial by clicking on the link in the description below or on the iCard you see on the screen.